First thing I'm seeing is some trees. It may be because I just decided to go to a relaxing place, but I see some green fir trees.
It's okay, don't try to judge it, just whatever comes.
Yeah, because now suddenly I smell a strong pine scent, or that sort of similar fir tree, pine, juniper, something. I see the image of something emanating from the ground, like circles, maybe an increasing size. Maybe it's me trying to connect energetically, or it's an energetic emanation. I'm still feeling into it. Now I just see empty space. I should note earlier I saw some green glowiness of some sort.
Is this green glowiness that energy that was emanating from the ground, or is it something separate, a separate impression?
That was a separate impression that I picked up before we started. So as a advanced visual or pre-visual. I'm not picking up on a whole lot right now. I'm trying to slow down the noise to try to pick up on the signal. But my impression was briefly of a sort of dark colored marble shape or structure.
A structure, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have mentioned a sense of trees, a scent of pine scent, juniper, an energy emanating from the ground, empty space, the green glowiness, and the dark color marble structure. Would you like to choose any of these impressions and probe on that?
Okay. Some kind of energy waves that are like rings, and it reminds me of, it's almost like sonar waves that are picked up on using older equipment. I just get this impression of World War II area detection systems or something like that. I don't know what that means, but I will continue.
Is it? So what is this energy? What are these energy waves? How do they feel? Or where are they coming from?
I'm gonna AOL a pyramid because I get isosceles as a word that had come up, and I get like some sort of sense of light coming in or a window, I don't know, and something to do with space or distance or shape, I don't know.
Where is this light? What is this light that you are sensing?
It's a kind of light beam, I guess.
Okay. Would you like to connect with this being?
Not a light being, a light beam. B-E-A-M.
Beam.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Light beam. So yes, you could see what this is about or where it's coming from.
I'm trying to encapsulate it in words. I see like just different things like it's hard to define, like rainbows, animals. I don't know. Let's see.
Take your time.
Maybe I see some kind of like this light that is, it's more golden. I'm inside of a square-ish structure with a window looking outward somewhere, and there is some kind of being that looks almost futuristic. It's
so now did you say being?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
It looks sort of futuristic. It's sort of looking out this area or looking through this window. I don't know if there's something with this energy. It's kind of like it's yeah, there's something, it's a sort of light energy that has some properties. Maybe it's I don't know if it's interdimensional and then this being is floating there, or it's more of a technology that is applied.
You can take your time and feel this light energy.
I don't know if this is something underground, but I get the image of I'm above ground, and below there's like a covering, like a large metal door, and flat, and then above it is daylight. Sort of reminds me of the movie THX, what is it, 11 something? It was like, I think Steven Spielberg's first movie. or George Lucas or somebody. The person comes out of the ground to meet daylight. I don't know what this means, but...
So, you also mentioned before that a similar thing about this light energy and its relationship to the ground or the underground. You have also mentioned a being and looking outside the window from a structure. So, how is this energy related to the ground or the underground?
Sorry, I was distracted by some soreness in my side.
Okay. You can just relax and go back to the target. And you can try to feel this energy. How does it feel?
There seems to be some sort of acoustical or sound component, and it's like a resonant wave energy, and that goes certain angles, transmitted through something. Like I say, it's kind of it has a resonant quality, it has a sound quality. It kind of resonates in a sort of reverberating way, but it also has a radiating, energetic aspect, emitting, penetrating. What else was I going to say? Maybe like sinusoidal, like a sine wave, repeating wave.
Could you try to see the source of this energy or what it is about?
It's sort of like when you put your hand in front of a what do you call the instrument?
Tesla coil?
No, but the musical instrument. You wave your hand in front of it.
Theremin.
Yeah, theremin. Somehow it's similar or, related or characteristic of.
So could it be compared to music, you mean? Could it be compared to... or just the production of sounds?
It's a repeating, resonant waveform, energy, emanation, sine wave-like. It maybe comes from below upwards.
From the ground, like you said before?
Directional. I'm just going to probe around it.
Okay.
To me, it almost feels like a built structure or device or technology. It is I almost want to think that it's, or the impression is sort of around the ancient structure, sort of technology, energy. Maybe that's not what it is, it's just what some images come to mind. It's maybe sort of the image of these people that may be related to it. These beings are, they physically, they look like these beings or aliens in one of the Star Wars sequels. The ones that sort of have a Asian sort of thin look. The ones that are like in the Senate or something like that. Anyways, just for reference. So in other words, sort of thin, tall. I get like sort of these larger eyes, alien looking, maybe some something coming off the head, not really antennas, but maybe it's more design, some sort of protrusions.
So you say that this energy is related to some ancient structure or device or technology, and some beings are also involved.
Mm-hmm.
Could you see the whole thing, or what's going on, or what this is about?
When you say whole thing, do you mean go further out, or the bigger story, or what?
You could pick and probe on the structure that you see, or the beings. You could ask them.
Okay, I'm going to go with the structure first because I was seeing sort of blocky, rectangular, squarish, maybe stone. Earlier before, there was more of a black marble that I mentioned. So these elements could be somehow related. It does feel interior somewhat, either interior of the structure or this is underground. It feels like there's a stone quality / structure. And then the beings, I will focus on that. I feel like they're ancient, they're positive, they're sort of they're sort of teaching or disseminating or designing, knowledge. I get these long lines that are symbolic of creating a knowledge or designing or something.
Would you like to approach one of them and connect with them, or ask them some questions?
Already am.
Okay. So could they tell you what is this light energy, or this energy that you are picking up?
I got to start over because I was connected to them, but then I felt distracted. So,
okay.
Hang on a second. Seems to be, as far as specifically the energy is collecting and going up or lifting up, or maybe even related to magma underground in some ways, somehow, partially, tangentially, or not sure, but it's an accumulation of energy that I don't know, I guess goes upward.
So is it coming from somewhere inside the earth or the underground? Or
Appears to be, and there's it may be related to like a sea of magma underground. Maybe has something to do with it, and raising the energy or lifting up, or it's just directionally up.
So what are the subjects or beings doing there?
They're listening, and maybe observing, but I feel like they're listening. And there's also some metallic orbs somehow are related.
What or who are they listening to?
I think it has to do with the different layers, maybe within the Earth, maybe within this planet or underground, wherever it is. There may be different layers or caverns or areas in rock, qualities of the rock. Maybe that has something to do with the resonance. Maybe they're observing that, or keeping its resonance, or detecting, or
What did you mean keeping the resonance?
sort of like if you were to use a tuning fork, and you were to keep that sound going, it would maintain a certain resonance. So maybe it's observing the resonance through that, or tuning it, or keeping it, or just detecting, or not sure quite the involvement, but these qualities seem to all be related.
Would you like to approach again one of them and ask them?
Okay. What I perceive is a very open, dark, vast area that seems to be underground somewhere. That just goes, it's like if you were there looking down, it would just feel like complete open vastness, almost like you're in the sky, I suppose.
Would you like to go there and explore it, or?
Okay. are minerals down there. There's like I want to say I'm going down like this curved path that goes into it's open and it goes sort of down into a deep, dark tunnel. It almost seems like a established path or futuristic design, almost like in a video game.
Okay. Where does this lead to?
Seems like a deep, dark chamber. Maybe the gravity is a little different. Maybe it's a little more weightless. But I say, I see these shapes that are sort of like bacteria or mitochondria or cells or complex cells or something like that. Microscopic organisms.
So is this somewhere deep underground or are you somewhere else?
Not really sure. I mean, I'm sort of questioning it now because the whole time I felt like I was describing underground. But with that question makes me wonder, but it does seem sort of strange and kind of off-planet-like, maybe.
It's okay, you don't have to judge it.
Yeah.
Just tell me whatever it comes.
Right. So the impression is sort of visually, I see sort of just something strange, off-planet, alien-like. Either it's underground, another planet, or just weird structures or something. They're kind of rounded.
My question was asked because you described an open dark pass area and the tunnel, and I just wanted to understand if it's above Earth, somewhere else, or underground, as you mentioned earlier.
Gotcha. I feel like there's sediment, minerals, different layers, strata, different colors, maybe in rock or stone or earth.
So is this, what else do you see or perceive around you?
Maybe like curved, rounded, I should say, rock. Maybe there's some moisture or mud, but I get like a blinking light sort of in the distance, hazy. Kind of reminds me of like a, I don't know, a light at a construction light, a site, a facility, or just a blinking red light, really.
So is this place that you're describing right now related to that energy that you described initially? Or resonating from there, or in any way related to the energy?
In some ways, yes, but in other ways, it's like maybe the energy is further above, or maybe it's the structure of the whole thing itself in terms of the overall the walls, the resonance, everything. Maybe there's even crystal rock in the walls.
Uh-huh. So is this energy present where you are right now?
I mean, where I'm at right now is more quiet and inactive,
Uh-huh.
more just open, spacious with, you know, rock, stone, whatever, walls. And then maybe outside of that, there's more energy, or outside of that or above or something. But I almost perceive it through the walls, perhaps.
Uh-huh. So you were taken to this underground area that you are describing. After I asked you to approach and ask these beings about this energy. So, would you like to get back in contact with the beings and ask them why are they keeping the resonance, like you said?
Okay, hold on. I think, before I said that, I said that they were sort of positive. I get that they're a force for good. They are sort of, again, monitoring, and I have the feeling that just maybe the energies are raising and they're helping to allow that properly, maybe more smoothly. I don't know if it's related to the magma or the core or what, but I think that they are assisting in some way.
Uh-huh.
Again, maybe to make it a more smooth process or to help it along.
So if you were to see the bigger picture of this process or monitoring, what is this about? What is the purpose?
There's something scientific about it, to this process. It's sort of like laying an egg and watching it grow, and then it becomes complex and interconnected, and like a root system in the ground. It's like a integrated, complex structure. It's like a building with many grids and cross sections or connections.
So, I guess my question is, Are there more beings involved in this process, or just the beings that you mentioned?
I mean, my sense of it is that there would be more beings. I perceived two earlier, maybe one or two, and then just with the amount of technology or science, it feels like there would be more behind it, in essence, and just seeing the nature of all of the technology, how interconnected it is, I do wonder, is it entirely good, or is that just what they said? I don't know.
It's okay, you don't have to question. So you said that was ancient times, ancient beings. You mentioned an ancient marble structure. Do you perceive this taking place in ancient times?
I honestly don't know. Let's try not to think analytically about it, or I was just trying to think of what time frame it would have been, not whether it was ancient. Before, yes, I perceived sort of some sort of ancient quality, and also with these beings, like they're ancient. And when I sort of focus on the inner structure, it feels quiet and sort of vacant, and maybe that's older and ancient. The technology, I don't know, it definitely seems, whatever this is more modern, or maybe future oriented, or maybe it's just a longer process from one point to another. Could be symbolic, but yeah, I don't know. It spans, I guess it may span some amount of time, I'm not sure, or it may be looking into the future, I'm not sure.
So if you were to look in the future, you described sort of a process like laying an egg and watch it grow. So let's say fast forward into the future, how does that go?
It's this technology, but then it's sort of cyberpunk, and perhaps post-apocalyptic. Perhaps it's just quiet, unused, slightly worn. Maybe there's, nobody there. Maybe it's kind of like a vacant factory, or it looks sort of cyberpunk.
So with regards to today,
I was perceiving a structure that's like metallic with how to describe this. There's something with a metallic design with curves and.
Would you like to describe, probe on the structure?
Yeah, I don't know. I get the image again of a large mass of something moving. I see like, but this is like a white marshmallowy mass that would be like not lava but smooth marshmallowy, and then there's like some long cracks of orange, like molten orange coming through. So there you go.
So would you like to probe on that?
Okay. It's natural. It's sort of like it's cooler. It's like almost dried clay or mud or smooth. Maybe it's a part of the earth or some land or dirt or mud, and it's moving a little bit, and inside of that is probably this molten, let's call it magma, I guess.
Molten magma. So you have seen this magma a few times in this session. Would you like to probe on this and its relation to the target?
I'll just say immediately I see something in a jungle setting or complex foliage with maybe some structure there. But I'll continue probing. I don't know why, but I perceive a really large biodome with seemingly or large cavernous structure. There is light there. There's just leaves or foliage covering everywhere, like on the bottom particularly, over every surface. It seems rather far across. Reminds me of as if there was new foliage or a biodome created, or not necessarily a space station, but that sort of sentiment. It's like there's some movie where they, I don't know if it's called Elysium or something like that, where...
Did you say movie?
Yeah, it's like this movie called Elysium or something, like one of these movies where they go to a space station in the sky and that's where they're living, and then on the ground it's like worse conditions. I'm not saying that's the case, but as far as there's something about it that reminds me of this biodome quality with fertile foliage and calm, peaceful light.
Okay, so let's say that so far we have explored a certain aspect of the target. And now I would like you to move away from this whole thing, from this whole aspect that you have explored with regards to this target. Take your breaths and go to another very important aspect of this target.
I don't know, I just see what seems to be green tinted area. It's all lots of stones layered one over the other, just all over. Not sure if this is just a stony area, or almost kind of feels like it's built as well. And it almost looks a little bit underwater, or maybe there's just this green tint. When you say important aspect of the target, do you mean spatially, another area, or
Anything. I don't mean that something specific.
just the most important, or one of the most important aspects of the target?
Just take a breath and take your time.
It seems like I don't want, maybe it's a bit of an AOL to say, sort of a post-apocalyptic tundra or darkness. I mean, there's actually like maybe dark sky, land, dirt, toadstools maybe, mushrooms, a little bit something. The scenery is different. It's the stone is, maybe there's like rock, stone, wall, whatever, with then there's like the stone becomes like a complex geometric design, three-dimensionally, with interwoven. It's like a interwoven like a basket sort of design, but stone. I don't know. Not sure what I'm looking at, but it seems like a strange area. Reminds me of the environments and part of the movie of what is it called? The Lost Planet or something like that, or the Lost Voyage or something like that.
I see. So I think I don't have any other questions or suggestions. Is there something that you would like to explore about this target or about this area?
Yeah, maybe. I do get the impression of a sort of futuristic structure that's sort of rounded but has interleaved metal, sort of smooth metal shell. This is kind of a larger structure that crowds around overhead, reminding me of almost like a hangar or something along those lines. But it feels like it's on the surface somewhere. I get the feeling of sky. And I'm just going to look at that for a second. There's a sort of, I see something that's like a metal design, almost like a logo, but it's symbolic of this root system or veininess that sort of comes up to a point. So if you're looking at, it could be chambers within the earth that sort of come up together towards a main root, or actual roots, or tunnels, something like that. That's what that means.
Natural or man-made?
I think at least partly man-made or utilized or decorated, perhaps carved out, or yeah, kind of, and I don't know if it's ancient, but it feels like a mixture of ancient, modern. What time frame that is, I don't know. But
What was the purpose of of these chambers?
something to do with the sky, something to do with looking at the sky, something to do with creating a mosaic or something with multiple parts. I don't know if this is like creating a complete integrated thing or structure, or it does feel like in the past, and it feels like it's not used anymore, or somehow some part of this target is maybe abandoned or nobody's present at this stage right now, and wherever I'm at right now, and yeah, something about it was created, positive or negative, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was like a simulation structure or just something big and integrated, or the tunnels were, they feel empty. But there's some decor. I don't know if that's actually
What is
the,
this?
I don't know if actually that's the mineral quality of it. Gives it sort of a design of like green, turquoise, dark blue, gray.
So do you mean, is this a naturally made decor?
I'm not sure, but that's what I was saying, is sort of gives the impression maybe it's designed that way, or maybe that's just nature. But it does seem kind of interesting.
Is anyone there or are you alone?
Yeah, like I was saying, it was pretty empty. It felt abandoned, this area right now. You know, if I wanted to try to connect with these beings from before, I probably could.
Okay.
I'll see if there's any parting thought. Just seems like there's this sort of overall structure that reminds me of like a steampunk factory or intricate roller coaster, older roller coaster with all the structures and poles and connecting, and then yeah, it's like maybe there's something rotating. I get the sense of this repeating theme again, and like rotating around, or almost like a signal or a beacon or something repeating, something resonant.
Is this part of the structure you mean, or is it something else?
And I get the image of that blinking light again, but yeah, it's a structure. It's all sort of integrated somehow. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but that's it. Hopefully it makes sense.
Okay, for my part, I think that we are done.
Okay. Yeah, and it does feel, right now, it feels interior in a room, and within, maybe there's artificial or encapsulated, and I would say there's definitely something man-made about that. Yeah, to answer that question. So, but I think I'm done.
Okay.